Good day, everyone. So, just want to quickly make this turban. I promise to make this simple turban base. So, I quickly want to show us how to make a simple turban base. I will not be lying. Most of the time when I'm making my turbans, I always line. But right now, I'll just teach us how to make the turban base simply. The simplest way to make it. So, here I have my fabrics already cut out and measured out. I have here 28 inches. 28 inches. The reason why I'm using 28 inches here is because it's a non-stretchy fabric. You can see it's a non-stretchy fabric. So I have here 28 inches by, and that 28 inches is what we call the head circumference. If you measure your head, you take your tape measure and then you measure your head around, you will get your head circumference. So for me, mine is 23 inches, but because it's a non-stretchy fabric that I'm using, I needed to add, or most of the time when you're using a non-stretchy fabric, the best measurement to use is 28 inches. Even if you have any extra at the end, by the time you are sewing, you picking this, you picking that, it reduces the measurement. So that it's whatever you are left with will still be enough for you to go around your head. You understand, to enter your head. So that is for me with 23 inches, or even anybody, that's like 5 inches extra. So 28 inches for the head circumference, and then that's the length, or that's the width, and then I have here 13 inches. You can use 10 inches, you can use 11, between 10 to 14 inches, depending on how you want the back of your turban, how you want it to drop. You understand? So for this, what I'm using this for, I'm using 13 inches, but usually can use 10 inches. That will be just perfect for your head. So 13 inches by 28 inches by 28 inches. So that is for the body. We call that the body of the turban. And then here I have the band of the turban. So here I have 26 inches. I hope you can see. I have 26 inches. 26 inches by 8 inches, or 8.5 inches. The reason why I have 8 inches is because I want to make some pleats in front. I want to make some pleats, but normally if you are making a normal turban base, your headband or the band in front should just be not less than maybe 4 inches. Your normal turban, you use 4 inches, some use 5, but most of the time I use 4 inches. So if you have 4 inches, if you are using 4 inches, this will be 4 inches, and then by the time you fold it into two, like so, then you have, your single band for your turban, like so. I hope you can see. But because I'm pleating, I want to make a pleat with this. So I'll go this way, I'll fold in a little bit like that, and then I'll fold again like so. Then I will take it with my sewing machine like that, and I will sew it from the beginning, to the end. Then I'll turn it around like so. Then with that pleat, I'll have something like this. Then I'll pick and I'll start forming my pleats. I'll form my second pleat, ensuring that that part, that thread where I've sewn, you understand? I'll show you to that thread I've sewn. I'm covering it with the next pleat. It must be covered. Your customer, or even if it's yourself, your thread that you have used to sew it should not be showing. So I'll cover it up with the next pleat like so, and then I'll sew it down to like that at the edge, like that. I'll sew it, then I'll pick the next one. So with this I can make 3 pleats. With this I can make 3 pleats like so. So I'll have something like this. So 1, 2, 3. So that will be, that's what will form my own band for this turban. Okay, so I'm back on my machine. So I want to show us what I said I was going to do. So I'll fold it a little bit like this, and then I'll bring it down. I'll take my pins, and then I'll just pin it down to make it easy for me. A beginner, you can measure after the first folding. That should be like half an inch. You can measure all of this. Me, because I'm used to it, that's why I'm just eyeballing it like this. So you can measure for the small fold, the first, this small fold, the first small fold, and just measure like maybe half an inch. You understand, like that. And then you now measure, you fold it in, you can iron it down, then you measure 1 inch, then fold it down. What I mean is, you measure, this is your fabric like this. I hope you can see what I'm showing you. The first fold that I did like this, you can measure it, measure like maybe half an inch, iron it down, so it will give you, it will make it easy for you with your fabric. So just iron it down, and then measure from that fold here that you folded, measure another 1 inch, measure 1 inch from that fold, like from here, measure 1 inch, and then you fold it down again. That's more or less what I'm doing right now. So if I turn it around, this is what I will have, like this, because I'm going to sew it now. I will sew it like this from this end to this end. When I finish, I will come and show you what to do. So this is it, I'm done sewing. You can see I'm sewing it from one end to the other. So I'll turn it like this now. You can see how it is. You can see how it is. So now what I'm going to do is I'll start my pleats. So I'll just take it like that. And I told you that this, your sewn part, must be covered. The first, your next pleat, sorry, must cover the thread, the sewn thread. It must not, you cannot do it like this and then you say you are pleating and this is showing. No. So you use your next pleat to cover that sewn part. So then you can also pin it down like so. Then again the next one, you keep going like that, then ensuring that your pleat is covering your the thread of the sewn, the first one, the first pleat that you made. So I'm taking my time like this because I believe somebody may be watching it and the person is a beginner. So you cover it like so, then you keep going, then make the next one. You can see, you cannot see my thread, and I'm making my pleat, so like so, then you cover it. So that's our second pleat. By the time I take it to the machine, I will sew it at the edge down, at the edge there, at the edge down like that. I'll sew it. Then I'll continue, make my next pleat and make sure it also covers the next thread from the next pleat. So this is me going in with my last pleat, just showing, I just want to show us, you know, the last pleat. So they have 1, 2, 3. I told you 3, I will confirm 3 with that. So this is me done with my pleats. You can see I have 1, 2, 3. First, I will cut off all of these excesses under it. And this, so, so this is my. Then I'll fold it like so, ensuring that there's, yes, you can see from my sewing that the mouth here, it has become unbalanced. So I will just snip it off and make sure it's accurate so it will not disturb my folding. Check the second side too. Make sure that everything is, accurate. So I'll bring it together like so. Oh, sorry, fold it the other way around like so. Then I'll give it a notch. Just this is what they call a notch. I'll just cut it off like this. So this here now, this cutting will give me, and see, just open this place up so I know the center of my uh, band now. So I'll bring the base too and look for the best one. So I'll put it together also. Do the same thing I did with the band. Give it a notch to get the center. And you can use your chalk to mark it. That way you're still doing the same thing. So now when you want to do this, you check for the right side of your fabric. The right side must face, your right side of your fabric must face the right side of, so this is the wrong side and this is my right side. So my right side and this is the right side of my band also. So right side facing right side. This is my body. Right side is up and this is the band. The right side is like this. So I'll centralize it with my what do you call it? Centralize with my, make it centralized. That notch that I've made. The English is running. The notch that I've made, I'll make sure that the two of them, meet to make sure I get the center, accurate center of my, you know, turban. So I'll pin it down to help me hold it in place as I sew. Now, if I turn it like this, now you'll see it's we almost have a full turban. You can see. So I'll now take it to my sewing machine. I'll sew from one end to the other end, from one end of the band like that, joining it together to the other end. Then I'll come and show us how to finish it up. So you can see this is it. I've joined the two together. So this is it. So now what we'll do is bring the mouth together like so. I eventually lined it because I didn't want to, how should I say it, for the purpose of beginners, I didn't want to be giving some too much technicalities. So, but what I showed you first is what you should do, as a beginner to make a simple, turban as it were. So, but for the purpose, me, I'm using this for a client, so I need to line it. Okay, so to finish it up, I'll just take my tape measure and then I'll measure. Now there are two different ways by which you can close up any turban. So especially for the whether stretchy or non-stretchy actually. So you can either leave an opening, especially for those people that want to leave, their hair at the back of the turban. So you can leave an opening. I'll show us how to do that, and then you can sew everything complete. You understand? There are some that don't want their hair to show at all, so it depends on the preference of yourself or the person you are making it for. So if you are going to close it up completely, all you need to do is to just take your measuring tape. This is a non-stretchy fabric. You understand, like I said in the beginning. So for my own, let me use my head as an example. For my head circumference, mine is 23 inches. So if I'm closing it up, then I need to add, you know, to the measurement so that the turban can enter my head, because I'm still going to attach a rope at the back of it. So for a 23 inches head circumference, I'll be using 12 inches. You understand? This is folded into two, so 12 inches is 24 inches. So I'll be taking the measurement of 12 inches, you know, its circumference, because I'm closing it up at the back. So 12 inches. From there, I'll just mark my 12 inches and I'll mark it straight down. I'll mark it straight down like so. And then when I get to the tip here, you can see a mark there. I will take my measurement from the tip of the fabric. I'll measure 4 inches. You can see 4 inches. I'll measure 4 inches. That 4 inches and mark it. That is the mark you are seeing there. This is for my curve. When you get to the top like so, you will have to make a curve like that. You understand? So then you keep going. Then you turn, and then I hope you can see the mark I made. So you just from there you sew, and you sew it round like that till you get to the end at the top here. So you sew round like that, follow that mark, and then you sew it round. Now that is for the people that want the back of the turban to be closed. Now if you want the back of the turban to be open, you want to leave it open, you get the head circumference like we have already done, 12 inches, and then you now come with your measuring tape. You leave your band at the top. This is our band here. You can see it here. This is the end of the band here. So you put your measuring tape and then you measure 3 inches. Oh, you measure 3 inches. Depends on how much of a space you want to actually put, but 3 inches is good. 3 inches to 4 inches, depending on how much of hair, volume you want at the back. So 3 inches, 4 inches is okay. You understand? For the ones that want to leave the back of their, turban open. So by the time you are sewing, you understand? Let's pin it down. And I'll show you how it will look. The time you are done sewing, so this lace will be left open like this. So you can, show your hair and anything. Maybe you did a pony or whatever, then you can leave it open, then like that. So that is for the ones that don't want to close the back of the turban. So when you are done, you take it to or if your machine can do the knitting, you will do the knitting. You just knit it, you know, like that. You knit it like that, one by one. You knit it like this, then take this one to you knit it like that, and then the opening will be there for you to do and leave your hair. So that is it. But for this one, I'll be closing it up at the back. So that's what I'm going to do. You can see I'm going to follow my line. I'll follow it and then to the end here. When I'm done, I'll come and show us the result. So I'm done sewing. You can see. So sewn it round. So this excess here right now, I'll cut it off. So this is it. Our turban is ready. Can you see? This is it. Can you see how beautiful it is? Can you see how lovely it is looking? So this is our turban. So now we're going to attach the belt at the back. That's what we're going to be doing now. And then for the belt, you will use a measurement of 5 inches by or 4 inches. 4 inches is okay. 4 inches by 12 inches. But for this tutorial, the fabric that is left from this is the fabric that is left from my this fabric. So I have to manage my fabric, like so. This is 2 inches. I have here 2 inches. You can see 2 inches. 2 inches by this is even 15. So I will just reduce. I'll reduce it right now. It doesn't need to be too long. So I'm going to reduce it right now. So by 12 inches. So I'll cut off that excess. So I'm going to manage this like this to manage it. So I'll just and you'll see how what I'm going to do now. So cut off the excess and then the end here. I'll fold it together like so. And this is what I'm going to do is to get a curve at this end. I'll just go like so. Hope you can see what I'm doing. I'll just go like so. Then I will just cut like this. Just to give that so it will not just be square. To give it that round edge. So this is what I'll do. I'll fold the edge. This is the wrong side of the fabric and this is the right side. So I'll fold it towards the wrong side like so. Then I will sew it down so that I can take care of these rough edges. I can hide it inside. I'm hiding, that's why I'm folding it in like that. So having done that, sorry, having done this, now I'm going to take it. I'll now fold it. You can see. So the rough edges are inside. I hope you can see that. Then I will now fold the right side inside like this, the wrong side outside. Then fold it like this, and I'll take it to my machine now and sew it down to form my belt. So I'm done sewing the two and turning it inside out. You can see how tiny it is. It is so this is I'm now going to join it. To do that, this is what I'm going to do. I'll take my tape measures and then from here I will measure 3 inches. Measure 3 inches. So 3 inches, and then that's to the right, and then 3 inches to the left. From that joining there, that mark of the joining there, measure another 3 inches to the left from that center joining. And then like so. So I'll take my first. Please look at the positioning of the ropes. I didn't put them like this. No, I didn't put them like this. I turned them this way. Please be conscious of that. I didn't turn my rope this way. This is the back. This is the joining at the center where we measured from. I didn't put my rope like this. I turned it this way. And I'm putting it on that 3 inches mark that I marked. I'm pinning it down like so. So I'll take the second one, not like this, but like this. Please watch carefully. The reason why I'm emphasizing this is because this mistake I have made it a lot of times. A lot of times. So please, you can see the direction it is facing. This is the way it's going to be. And the reason why we did that is so we can hide this part here. This this exposed this part here. So we will hide it. That is the essence of doing a knit work. This is what the way I'm going to join it. I'm going to run the machine over it a number of times so as to secure it firmly. And see, I'm going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, like 3 or 4 times, so that it will be well secured. So this is our turban. Can you see? So that place is hidden. By the time you tie it, it is hidden, inside. It's just part of making your work neat. So what we are going to do next is now we are going to turn it inside out again. And then we're going to gather it. We'll gather from here to the top, and if it were to be the other one that you open the back, you have measured like 3 inches above the band. You're sewing, where you started your sewing at the back here, where you started your sewing from that mark of the 3 inches or 4 inches, that's where you start gathering the rest of the turban. So you gather from that mark, and then you gather to the end. So I'm going to leave all this is my band. Then I'll start my running stitches from the top of the band like so. Just go in and out like that. So now I forgot to say something. Please let me quickly say that. Please, this edge, I said it before actually, but I don't know. Let me just remind us. This edge is not nice the way it is. So it's either you take it to your sergeant or some the tailor that has it, and then they knit the end. They will weave it for you. You understand? And then when they weave it for you, it becomes very neat. So that is what you should do. You take it to them to knit it for you, and if you have the machine to knit in the house, just knit the ends of it like that, make it very neat, whether for yourself, so the threads, they are pulling off, they will not pull off and then mess up your hair or anything like that. So that's what you should do. So you pull like so. When you pull it like this, you can see it's come together. You go back down through all those that you have gathered. You can see I'm going back again. So you take your time. Then the needle comes out. You pull it like that. Then For me, I don't tie it here immediately. I have to go back a little bit again. Go back, arrange those things and let them be well arranged. So pass it through. I like to come inside a little bit and then come and tie it inside like so. Turn it inside out, and this is what we have. This is beautiful. This is what we have. So our turban is ready. As you can see, this is our turban. You can see this is the front. You can see it. This is the front. Let's push this back. This is the front, and then this is the back. I love it. It's fine. It's beautiful. So this is it. So this is it. So this is it. You can see it on the head of our doll. So here's the back. I'm not putting in um anything. There's no hair. There's nothing inside. So this is just it. That's why it's looking so wonderful like that. But even at that, it's still looking beautiful. You can see I've tied it at the back. So let's see. Can you see? This is our turban is ready. Thank you. God bless you. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and follow us on this channel for more content like this. Thank you so much. Bye.